Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to try something a little bit different, a new format, trying just to spice it up a little bit. We're going to be going over the top 10 Jeep fails or the things that you should not do to your Jeep. We're going to dive right into it right after this. I'm not there right now. Okay folks, we're back. So here we go, our definitive top 10 Jeep fails, or things that you should not do to your Jeep. Starting off at number 1, we have lowered Jeeps. This harkens back to 1989 when Game Boys were rocking and Bill 10 were knocking. Milli Vanilli was blaming it on the rain, and lowered Toyotas were getting stuck in vain. Face it, Jeeps are made to drive over things, and you can't do that if it's lowered. It's like wearing hammer pants, you just shouldn't do it, so stop it. Okay, next up is number 2, Carolina Squat. This is one of the more ridiculous trends that have been going on with trucks, and I just can't understand it. Maybe your people are thinking they're driving up hills. Look at me, I'm going up a mountain. Folks, if you want to see the stars, do it the right way. Get a telescope or visit Miami, which is also where you may see some of these horrific Jeeps. The South Florida area is loaded with them. The love of God, please refrain. Pull up your pants already. Moving on to number 3, we have what I affectionately like to call the Pox. This is the bespeckled Jeep you may see wandering the city streets. But when I see you, my mind only sees this. I'm not really sure who came up with this trend, but they need to stop. eBay and Amazon are selling kits close to $100, so you too can look like you're infected by monkeypox. But what they should be selling is a Jeep-sized dose of penicillin. Less is more, people. Less is more. Alrighty, coming in at number 4 is chrome. Unless you were driving an old CJ model, your Jeep shouldn't have chrome. Jeeps are the quintessential off-road vehicle made for the end of the world or the zombie apocalypse. At worst, they should be leading the charge to recover lost Raptors or the occasional T-Rex, not looking like they are on their way to the prom. Dressing your Jeep up in chrome is like trying to stretch a tuxedo over your manhood. It's just silly and embarrassing. Alrighty, rounding out the halfway point at number 5 is the blasphemy known as smaller tires. This, folks, is possibly the stupidest thing I've ever seen. The entire point of owning the most iconic vehicle ever built is to go anywhere and do anything. With this mod, you can literally go nowhere and do nothing. Sporting a look of a 400-pound bodybuilder who consistently skipped leg day, these Jeeps are just breaking all the rules. In a bad way. So do yourself a favor and head over to the nearest local tire dealer and do some Jeep squats and turn that undersized leg look into something more desirable of a vehicle that helped end the World War. Moving on to number 6 is deep dish wheels. This is another example of an oxymoronic trend that hopefully dies off soon. Some of these Jeeps don't even make any sense. This one looks like Mad Max is on his way to the mall. Clearly, these vehicles are never going off-road, and this is just another way to tell the world you have money to burn. My suspicions are that the Chad driving this is this guy. It's not a pizza, guys. It's a Jeep. No deep dish. Okay, so lucky number 7 is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen on the road. Homemade Jeep tops. While these normally DIY people can be commended on their carpentry skills, this is an area where they should have just said no. While the home hardtop repair is acceptable, making your own hardtop is probably not only less cost effective than buying a new top, but it looks way worse as well. And not only is a wooden hardtop heavy as hell, it's probably not a good idea in a crash. Nothing like being impaled at 60 miles an hour with a barrage of wooden projectiles. Do yourself a favor and search Craigslist before venturing out on this DIY hack. You're bound to find something cheaper and nicer looking. Alright, so lucky 8 brings us to those wacky aftermarket Jeep grills. Jeep is known for their 7-slotted grill. This harkens back to the original military Jeep. Is the most iconic thing about a Jeep. Whether you're trying to take a classic cartoon look or just want the world to know that your Jeep is incredibly disgruntled, this is another case where less is more. There are so many bad examples of this, I could probably do a whole video based solely on this awful trend alone. So look guys, I know you want to make your Jeep your own, but with an endless amount of customizable options, there are so many better things you can do. This is one mod you should just skip. Don't mess up that beautiful 7-slotted grill. Number 9 is another one of those silly things that just goes against all logic. And that's low profile tires. The entire point of lifting your Jeep and installing larger tires is to literally make it go anywhere and get through that mud or rocky terrain. Low profile tires not only make the on-road absolutely terrible, but it offers no advantage while traversing the wild. The tires are not able to flex and therefore can't provide any traction or dampening. Plus, it looks really silly and says that you clearly don't know what you bought this vehicle for. I understand that you want to cosplay as your favorite rapper, but stop it. Nobody cares, and you can't rap, white boy. Finishing off the list at number 10, number 10, is quite possibly the worst thing you can do to your Jeep. That, my Jeep bros and Jeep sisters, is simply nothing. That's right, doing nothing is the worst thing you can do to your Jeep. Perhaps outside of a Harley Davidson, nothing is more customizable than a Jeep. Instead, these vanilla Jeeps still seem to persist. Years, even decades after rolling off the production line in Toledo. Look, I understand that you wanted to get the life out of your fresh stock tires before handing over a big wad of cash on a set of new tires, but it's been 10 years and you changed the tires twice already without going past the factory P225/75 radial road tire. You couldn't even add one single modification from Amazon or a four-wheel drive sticker from your local AutoZone. Hell, even a set of Betty Boop seat covers would be something, but instead, you decide to go the way of Vanilla Ice and just keep it plain. Anyway, folks, that's our list for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the flip side. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to blast me in the comments section below, as I know some of you probably will. Hopefully, you'll add some stuff to it. We'll come out with another list later on. And until next time, guys, as always, peace out.